Hey, Mom. I just went and handed in yours and Dad's divorce papers. Grab all your things and get out of the house now.
What? You handed in our divorce papers?
I had a lot of time on my hands today, so I wanted to do something fun, and that's when I remembered something. And that something happened to be yours and Dad's divorce papers. So I went and took them to the courthouse.
That's your reasoning? What were you thinking, taking your own parents' divorce papers and handing them in like that, Zara?
Huh? What's with that attitude? Are you actually going to get mad at me now? You could never get mad at me.
What?
You're so weak that you'd never be able to get mad at your own daughter. And that's what makes you such a sad woman, and one who will never be seen as anything else in her daughter's eyes. You're supposed to be my mom, and yet you're the one who's afraid of me. How depressing, right?
That's because...
And now you're starting to freak out again because your daughter is giving it to you. Well, you need to stop freaking out, all right? I've already been skipping school all I've wanted. I got my hair dyed pink, as well as hung out with all those older boys. Give it up, you useless woman. You're not some kind of mother figure to me after letting me get away with doing all that crap.
You only have one mother, Zara, and that's me. But the fact that you were always throwing temper tantrums anytime I tried to work with you, and because you would always call me disgusting while out with your bad friends, and because you would even chase after me with all of those older friends of yours, I sometimes don't even want to be your mother.
I laughed so hard back when we did that to you. You are still so scared of us now that every time I see you, you look like you're going to cry. Maybe we were being a little too rough on you then.
Hey, Zara. What turned you into such a brat like that? Right now, you're never going to any of your classes anymore, even though that was the school you tried so hard to get into before.
Shut it, Mom. There's no point in me going to a private school like that anymore. I've tried all I could there to do well, but no matter how much I tried, my grades never went up. I'm getting tired of going there now. Who cares about studying all that crap anyway?
Are you kidding me?
Also, the friends that I have right now taught me all I need to know. They made it very clear to me that you don't need to go to school to have a good life. If anything, spending so much of your life studying is a waste of time and energy.
That's not the truth, though. Zara, when you were younger, didn't you want to become a doctor? If you put your time and effort into studying right now, you will be able to become a very respectable doctor.
The only reason I wanted to become a doctor was to get all that money, but I figured things out now. I have a father who is working for a very large company in a very high up position. As long as I have Dad around, I don't need to be making any money, right? In other words, there's no point in me wasting my time studying and working.
What? Are you wanting to become some kind of jobless loser now?
As long as I have Dad's money, why should I have to go out and work? There's no point to that. Yet every day you've been pestering me about going to school and studying for college. You're getting in the way of my happiness, so I want you out of my life now. And that's the reason why I'm having you and Dad divorced.
You can't be asking me to leave your life just because of that. I need to go to the courthouse right now and ask them to end the process of having us divorced. And then I'm going to have a word with your dad about this, and we'll see what has to be done with you. The three of us will sit down and have a long talk about what needs to happen with you, so that you don't end up like some jobless freeloader. If you don't want to study anymore, we can find something else for you to do with your time that will benefit you.
There's no point in talking to Dad now. Dad was the one who told me he wanted this divorce.
What?
I told Dad that I went and handed in those divorce papers for you both, and what do you think he said to that? You don't need some woman in your life that could never raise you properly, so this is perfect for the both of us.
No way. Your dad said that after you texted him?
And then he told me something. In order to keep you out of the police's hands, do what you want, but leave me out of it. Surprisingly, Dad is a very understanding man. So now that you're aware of things, I want you, a woman like you who can't even understand me, out of here. We don't need you in this family anymore.
If that's how things are going to be, then I'll go. Neither of you think of me as being important, so I'll leave. That's the only option I really have now. I'll go get my things together now and be out of this house as quick as possible.
Marie, I'm so happy to be in your family now.
And I'm so happy to have you as my daughter now. But are you really okay with me being your new mom? I am still a little nervous about becoming a part of your family now.
Hey, you don't have to be so nervous about us anymore. My dad and I both really want you to be our family now, so please stay with us. We would never want you to be on your own again. Unless this means you don't want to become part of our family?
That's not what I mean. Your dad is a very nice man, and you were such a cute daughter to me. So when you both said you wanted to become a part of my family forever, I was almost crying tears of joy at the news.
Then you can stop questioning how my dad and I feel about you and be our family now. You already married my dad, so you can't be anything else but our family.
That's very true, Michaela. Then please, take very good care of me as your new mom, alright?
I will. I want you to know that I really respect the person you are, Marie. Not only is your cooking the best, but you also bake some of the best cakes. And that's not all I respect about you, because you also happen to work full-time while catering to us. When I become an adult and don't have to go to school anymore, I want to become a woman and mother like you.
You don't have to praise me so much like that, Michaela. I'm not as amazing as you might think I am. So please, don't feel like you need to respect me that much just yet.
Please don't talk about yourself like that. I've already heard everything from my dad about you. You're currently making more money than he is every year. You've also been getting promoted and things like that a lot more often than my dad has. You're such a cool role model for me.
All of those things are just coincidences. Everyone within the company is so very kind to me, and they're always talking to my higher-ups about how good of an employee I am. There are plenty of people that I work with who are far better than me, yet they always make it seem like I'm the one who needs the promotions.
And when it comes to the house, you're such a cleaning machine. It's almost like you've worked as a housemaid or something like that before. But those are all the reasons why I really love you, Marie. Now, since today is the anniversary of when you first met my dad, let's all eat some really fancy food. I'll make sure to come and join you in the kitchen today to help out.
Thank you so much, Michaela. I think today I'll start working on making some of your most favorite foods, and then we can enjoy it together. I'm so sorry. I'm getting a call right now, so I'll talk with you in a little bit. Once I'm off the phone, I'll come right home and we can spend the rest of the day together, okay?
Hey! This is your dang daughter calling, so pick up the dang phone. People like you are so freaking slow.
What? Is that you, Zara? What do you want with me? It's been 2 years now since you last talked with me.
I have something I wanted to ask you, and that's why I've been trying to call you. What is this about you becoming my dad's boss? Since when did you get promoted to that position?
What?
I heard about this from Dad. He told me that his new boss turned out to be you, of all people. Was he being serious?
Wait a second. What do you mean I'm his new boss? Your dad is a company director, is he not? So how could he have become one of my subordinates?
Dad went and quit his job at that last company. Then he went and helped out one of his friends start a new company.
What? Is that right?
But that company didn't end up doing so well, so it fell apart within a few months. So the only choice he had after that was to find a new job. He joined a new company, and that's when he found out you are his boss.
Now that you mention it, just last week a man in his early 50s entered the company and has started to work for us. But recently I've been out of the office, so I had no clue who it was. Could that man really be your father?
Why the hell is someone as weak as you in a position to be calling yourself my dad's boss? There is something completely messed up about that. Back when you got married to my dad, all you were was some simple office worker, right?
Back when I married your father, I was really worried about you, so I couldn't focus on my job all too much. There were plenty of times your school would call me in the middle of my workday and ask me to come get you, so I was never able to stick around long enough to gain the company's trust. But once you allowed your father and I to get that divorce, I was able to put all of my time and energy into work, and that's really helped me out a ton. And since then, I've received plenty of promotions.
Huh? I don't care how much time and effort you've been able to spend on work. You should not be my dad's boss. How could you do something like that in only 2 years?
And that is why I really appreciate this company a whole bunch. A lot of the other employees here have all praised me for the work I've put in, which has led to all of my promotions. Of course, me being very weak-minded and worried all the time, I never wanted to make any mistakes and would take a lot of time double-checking and triple-checking all of my work. And over time, I was able to perfect triple-checking everything, and that efficiency soon led to me being very fast and precise. Because of that, it didn't take long for me to find my way into the position I have now.
So you're telling me you're lucky for being so worried all the time? Tell me how much you're making every year. You're my dad's boss after all. So that means you have to make around $100,000 every year, right?
What?
Come on now, tell me how much you're making every year. Do you have $100,000 on you right now? Are you still poor? Tell me.
I am making more than $100,000 a year.
All right then. If that's the case, then I think things can turn out all right for me. From now on, I'll make an important offer to come out and see you again.
What?
You haven't been able to meet my dad or I since the divorce, right? And I'm sure as my mom, never being able to meet me for the last 2 years has been hell, right? So I'll be kind to you this time and allow you to meet me once a month. What do you think? I bet you're so happy to hear this great news, right?
What's gotten into you? Why would you want to meet me now of all times? You hated me so much before that you kicked me out of the house and the family, right?
I sure did hate you that much, but if you have money now, things have changed. Because of Dad's stupidity letting all his money go to waste on that failed company, we don't have much money at all. Now I can never go out and see my friends, and I have to sit around the house all day with nothing to do.
What? You're not working at all right now? Last year was your last year of high school, right?
You think I'd really want to do something as boring as work? This is why I'm asking you to support me financially now, please and thank you. In order to come and see me, you have to pay a fee of $1,000 every time.
$1,000?
You're making over $100,000 a year now, so $1,000 should be nothing to you, right? You were forced into a divorce and had to lose both your husband and your daughter, right? I bet every day since then you've been so lonely and depressed. If you want to see your cute little daughter again, you have to pay me $1,000. I'm her only daughter, though. What? To Marie, the only cute little daughter she has is me. I don't think she has any other daughter that's worth spending $1,000 to go and see. So would you please stop talking to my mom like that? Huh? Who the hell are you? I'm Marie's daughter. Your mom went and married my dad just last year. So that makes her my mom now and no longer yours. And that means I'm her only daughter now. Huh? What do you mean she married your dad? I've never heard anything about that. Well, of course you never heard anything about it because you're not our family. I heard all kinds of stories from Marie about how she had to suffer through hell with the last family. But who would have thought that last family would be coming back asking her to pay them in order to see them again? You guys, and especially you, are far more toxic than I had first imagined. You? Who the hell do you think you are, talking to me like that? You aren't even related to my mom by blood, so shut your dang mouth. I will not sit here and listen to some little girl that was dragged into my mom's life by her daddy. But I'm the one sharing the same last name with her. So who cares that you both share the same blood? When you look at your family registry, you are no longer Marie's daughter, which means you are nothing to her now. You can use the excuse of being related to her by blood all you want, but to the US government, you are nothing but a stranger to her now. Huh? By the way, you can't use your blood relationship to her as any form of an excuse, since you went and kicked your own mother at the time out of her house. You're the one that wanted to cut ties to her, so stop trying to act like you have any say in her life now. If you cared so much about things like being related by blood, then why did you kick her out in the first place? What the hell? I want to know what you think you're doing talking to me like that. I will not listen to a bratty little creep like you just because you have a mom that makes over $100,000 a year. I never chose her to be my mother because of the money she makes. She's a very kind woman and someone I can view as a role model. My dad is also really happy with her, which in turn makes me really happy as well. That's why the three of us got together and I was asked if I wanted her to be my mother. And I said yes. You can't just become a family over a little discussion like that. I am related to that woman by blood, and I know deep down my mom wants to meet me right now. I bet you and your dad only want her to be your family for the money that she's making. Don't think you can call yourself her family over such a stupid reason as that. What did you say? I know she doesn't want to be your family because she should want to come back to me. I'm sure she'd love to pay $1,000 to come and be with me again. That's just the amount of love my mom has for me because she's my real mom.
I'm sorry, but I don't want to ever see your snarky ass ever again. And I'm not too sure I'm your real mother either.
What?
So would you shut your damn mouth and stop saying such horrible things to my daughter? I'm very upset with you right now, and if you say one thing more to her, I'm going to find you and make you wish you never had any fingers that allowed you to text. But that would tire me out having to go out and deal with you again. So leave us be and go back to the miserable life you found yourself in now.
You don't want to see me. What? Is this you again, Mom?
This is me again, Zara. I just got my phone back from my daughter. She was getting so frustrated that I was worried she'd break my phone. She's that kind of person when she gets upset after all.
Wait, Mom? You're joking about not wanting to see me again, right? I'm your real daughter after all. It would be extremely screwed up of you to not want to see the daughter you worked so hard for ever again, right?
I'm alright with it being screwed up. I don't want to see something that I don't want to see. The only one who wants to meet here is you, and that's only because you want my money.
What?
If that's the case, you should be paying me to have me come out and see you. I'd be the one having to spend my valuable time with someone I could care less about seeing. And honestly, that time would be better spent with family or at work. So if you'd like, I'll be the one to allow you to meet with me for only $2,000. So what's it gonna be, Zara?
Wait a sec. What's going on here? There's something off about you now. What happened to my mom? You're supposed to be quiet and reserved all the time, right?
You want the mom that's always worried and weak-minded, right? Let me ask you this. What happened to Zara? The one who always acted like she was the queen and like everyone should be working for her.
I'm
still that worried and weak-minded woman I've always been. However, thanks to there being luck on my side, I began to learn how to deal with my weaknesses. But that doesn't mean I'm not worried anymore. I still do fear a lot of things, and those things do make me quiet. But right now, I have someone that I need to protect, and that's why I'm stepping up and making sure they do not get hurt. And that someone is my important little daughter, who I will not allow to be hurt by some monster that thinks they can pull a fast one on my family. She's crying right now because she's so upset, and seeing that makes me want to find and strangle you.
What has happened to you? I don't care that you've grown a little. You should not be a completely different person right now.
Seeing someone I love being hurt has drawn out the beast I kept inside. I understand more than anyone that normally I'm very reserved and worried about everything. But at times like this, I will throw all of that away and become a monster myself. So what was it again? You think that I'm so lonely right now that I'd pay $1,000 to meet you? Screw that. My money only goes to one place, and that's my family. Why the hell would I ever give up $1,000 to some bratty adult just because they think I want to meet with them?
Did you just call me a bratty adult? Why would you ever say something like that about me? We are your family, right? Dad and I.
You are not my daughter, and your dad is nothing more to me than a ghost of my past. You are both strangers to me now, and I will never, ever have you calling me Mom again. My name is Marie, so you better start calling me that, you freak.
What?
If you're in that much of a need for money, how about you get up off your ass and do some work? I get that you choose to be a NEET after graduating high school instead of getting a job or going to college, but I will not have you using your inability to grow the hell up as an excuse for getting money out of me. Now don't ever talk to me again.
Hey, Mom, could you take a couple of minutes to listen to what I have to say now? Right now, the both of us are really in trouble.
Who's this mom you're talking about? And whatever happened to me saying never talk to me again? I get that you never went to study or anything, but you should at least be able to understand a little bit of English, right?
Please stop being such a jerk right now. We are really in some deep trouble at the moment. If we don't get some help now, we won't be able to keep the house we're in anymore, and we will have to become homeless.
Fantastic. And I care why.
You already heard the news, right? That Dad went and quit his job now because he couldn't stand you being his boss? Well, he didn't have any other job lined up before quitting, so now he's jobless too.
Perfect. That's what I like to hear after he came into my office cursing and cussing before he told me he was quitting.
But we already didn't have much money, yet now he's completely jobless. This can't be happening to us. So please, you only have to give us a little bit. Just give us a little bit of money. At least $500 a month would help.
I'm fine giving homeless people some money whenever I come by them, because most of the time, they're trying their best to get back the life they once had. But you and your father, I can't see any reason to want to help two jack-offs who don't do anything besides sit around and do nothing. If things are that bad for you both, then get a job, you freeloader.
How am I supposed to get a job now, though? There is not one place that will hire a high school dropout like me.
What? So you dropped out, huh?
You think I was going to be able to graduate after skipping my whole senior year? I was told to leave that school halfway through my last year.
So you were pretty much expelled then?
All because of my friends that I had at the time. They would always tell me things like, we can't get arrested because we're under 18 and all that. But one day we were all drinking some vodka out by the side of the road when a cop drove by and saw us. He went and took all of us in his cop car and drove us to the police station to have us all arrested. And when they sat us down to ask where all of that alcohol came from, those assholes all blamed me.
Nice.
I was thinking that everyone would be fine because I was still young and going to a private school. But the school had already gone through with all the paperwork to have me expelled, and the officer told me that being 17 years old, I should be responsible for my own actions. I know that I was kind of living a trashy life, but I didn't expect things to go so far. Anyway, right now I've been asked by those guys to go and join them at their part-time job, but I know something is wrong with the work that they're doing, so I can't go and join them. But they all know that I need money right now, and I know I need it as well.
I'm sure whatever it is they're doing isn't okay, so you should say no to them right away.
But they told me if I say no to them, I'll be screwed for the rest of my life. And since they still think of themselves as my friends, they won't let my life be screwed up, so if I say no, they will come and force me to work for them. They keep asking me why I wouldn't want to work with them when we've all been friends for so long. They all know no place else will want to hire me, so I have to go and work with them now. They all want to help me, but I don't want their help.
Looks to me like you've gotten yourself into quite the predicament. If you don't cut them out of your life soon, you're going to have some serious hell to pay. I understand that things were different when you were a teen, but you're an adult now, and you need to start thinking things through seriously. The world is a very tough place, so you have to choose between working with them and making bad money, or saying no and hoping they don't kidnap you.
That is why I'm asking for your help now. I want to get away from all of them, and I need money to do so. I promise to find a proper job afterwards. So please just give Dad and I a little money to turn our lives around.
Nope. I already told you that my money is only meant for my family. You're both strangers. And not just strangers, but two idiots who threw me out of your lives. So there's nothing I have to do in order to help you both now.
No way.
Now, I'm sure life isn't going to be very fun for you from now on, but that's none of my business. I tried my best to help you back when you should have been going to school and preparing yourself for a life where you wouldn't have to do sketchy jobs in order to make money. But you wanted to be friends with those dangerous kids, and you wanted to skip school to go out and drink with them. And now that you're an adult, you have to learn how to take responsibility for all of your actions, and stop whining to those who have nothing to do with you at all. I'll be going now, and from here on out, please do not talk to my family or I ever again. It seems that Zara was able to get herself away from the group of dangerous young adults, and is now working at a convenience store close to her house. But a lot of those people she left were not happy with her running away, and when they found out where she was working, started to come in and cause all sorts of problems inside the store. Because of them always saying it was her asking them to come in and causing issues, she was fired. And the next job she'd find, she'd get fired from as well because of that group. A long and tiring cycle began for her of being fired, finding a new job, and being fired again because of those delinquents. As for my ex-husband and the life he was now having to suffer through, he was finally able to find himself a new job. However, this new job paid him even less, and he had to work even more to be able to keep paying the bills of his place. He can no longer enjoy the kind of life he once had, and now has to focus on going to work all day and coming home only to sleep a few hours before going back to work. When it comes to myself, I have the luxury of living in a family who truly does love me, where we can all be happy together.
Thank you for watching till the end. If you felt good about this video, like the video. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. Subscribe too. Your likes and subs lead to our motivation. We have so many videos on our channel as well, so go ahead and take a look. See you in the next video.
Sign the papers on the dining table and leave them out.
Sign and leave out? What needs to be mailed?
The divorce papers.
Divorce papers? Wait, what?
I've signed my part. Once you sign, it's over.
Why so sudden?
It's not sudden. I've been thinking about this for a while. Mom agrees it's for the best.
Your mom knows?
I've already moved my essential stuff out. I'll get the rest later with Mom. I'm staying at my parents' for now.
The stuff you took was for work, right?
I took the day off. Didn't want you to stop me.
You wanted a divorce this badly?
I'm serious about this.
On my birthday? You're doing this today?
Happy 35th birthday, Sarah. And congratulations on your divorce.
There's nothing to congratulate.
I've been patient, waiting for you to turn 35.
What does my age have to do with divorce?
After 35, it's considered a geriatric pregnancy.
What? Are you divorcing me because we don't have kids?
It's your fault for not being able to have children, so no alimony.
You've been cheating?
My girlfriend is pregnant.
Pregnant?
Unlike you, she's young and beautiful. Our child will be gorgeous.
So you waited until I was 35, but you've been cheating and got another woman pregnant?
Mom's been wanting grandchildren. I'm remarrying someone younger who can give me at least 3 kids. You clearly can't.
We can't have children?
We've been married for years with no kids. Mom's right. I should have ditched a defective wife like you sooner.
What? I showed you and your mother my test results. They were fine.
Those can be fate. It's obviously your fault. I've got my girlfriend pregnant after all.
You never even got tested.
If it were my fault, how could my girlfriend be pregnant? Face it, Sarah, it's you.
I can't believe you're doing this. We've been together for so long, and you're just throwing it all away?
Long? It's been wasted time. We could have had a family by now if it weren't for you.
How can you say that? We've built a life together. Don't you remember all the good times?
Good times don't make up for not having children. My parents are getting older and they deserve grandchildren.
So you're prioritizing your parents' wishes over our marriage?
Family is important, Sarah. Something you clearly don't understand.
I am your family. Or at least I thought I was.
A real family has children. You can't give me that.
We could have explored other options. Adoption, surrogacy. Did you ever think about those?
Why should I when I can have my own children naturally? Just not with you.
This is so unfair. You're making all these decisions without even talking to me.
There's nothing to talk about. It's over.
Can we at least discuss this face to face? This isn't something you should do over text.
No, I made up my mind. Just sign the papers.
I can't believe you're being so cold about this. Don't I deserve better after all these years?
You had your chance. Now it's time to move on.
Move on? You're the one who's been cheating. How long has this been going on?
Long enough to know she's the right choice for me.
And you think she'll make you happy? A relationship built on betrayal?
She already makes me happier than you ever did. At least she can give me a family.
A family isn't just about having kids, Jack. It's about love, trust, and commitment.
Save your lectures. I've heard enough from you over the years.
Fine. If this is really what you want, I'll sign the papers. But don't expect me to make this easy for you.
What's that supposed to mean?
It means I'm not going to just roll over and let you walk all over me. If you want a divorce, you'll have to deal with the consequences.
Are you threatening me?
No. I'm promising you that I won't be the doormat you seem to think I am.
Whatever. Just sign the papers and be done with it.
I'll sign them when I'm ready. And don't you dare come back here without warning.
Fine. I'll send my mom to get my things.
Great. Send the woman who's been criticizing me for years. That's just perfect.
Don't talk about my mother that way.
Why not? She's been nothing but cruel to me, and now I see where you get it from.
You're just bitter because you couldn't give her grandchildren.
No, I'm angry because I've been treated like nothing more than a baby-making machine in this family.
That's what wives are for, aren't they? To continue the family line?
I can't believe you just said that. You're unbelievable.
Believe it. Now you know why this marriage is over.
Yeah, I'm starting to see that very clearly. Don't worry, I'll sign your precious papers.
Good. The sooner the better.
Is there anything else you want to say to me? Any other ways you want to hurt me today?
Just that I hope you find someone who doesn't want kids. That's about all you're good for.
Get out of my life, Jack. I mean it.
Gladly. Enjoy your lonely, childless existence.
Sarah, what's the meaning of this? Sending a legal notice for alimony? You promised not to ask for money.
Your son said that on his own. Now that I know about the affair, I'm claiming alimony if we're divorcing.
How dare you? It's your fault my son couldn't have children. I couldn't even hold a grandchild because of you.
You have no proof it was my fault.
Are you saying it's my son's fault? It can't be. He's having a child now.
With his mistress, right? We weren't even discussing divorce. Our marriage wasn't broken. If he cheated, he and his mistress need to take responsibility.
My son suffered for years because of you. How dare you demand more money and cause him more pain?
He decided on divorce by himself. If we had discussed it together, things might have been different.
This proves divorcing you was the right choice. My son could never be happy with you. Withdraw this alimony claim immediately.
You know you'll have to pay if I don't withdraw, right? That's why you're trying to make me drop it.
I never liked you. Too headstrong. Not cute at all. Can't even have children. We've put up with you as a daughter-in-law for so long. The least you could do is leave gracefully.
Jack was the one who left, not me.
I'm on my son's side. If you insist on this, I'll get all the lawyers I know to fight you tooth and nail.
I'm not withdrawing my alimony claim.
My new daughter-in-law is pregnant. Don't you dare cause her stress.
Stress? You think cheating and divorce are trivial matters? Since neither you nor Jack are willing to communicate properly, we'll let our lawyers handle this from now on.
Bring it on.
Gladly. I hope you're prepared for what's coming.
Are you threatening us? After everything we've done for you?
Done for me? You've done nothing but criticize and belittle me for years.
We gave you a home. A family.
A family that treated me like an outsider from day one.
Because you couldn't fulfill your duties as a wife.
My duties? Is that all I was to you? A breeding machine?
A wife's primary role is to continue the family line. You failed at that.
I can't believe I put up with this backward thinking for so long.
It's not backward, it's tradition.
Well, your tradition has cost you a daughter-in-law and your son's marriage.
Good riddance. My son will be much happier with his new wife.
The one he cheated with? Yes, I'm sure that'll be a stable, happy marriage.
At least she can give him children.
And that's all that matters to you, isn't it? Not love, not commitment, just grandchildren.
Family is everything.
Family should be about love and support, not just DNA.
What would you know about family? You couldn't even start one.
I know enough to recognize a toxic one when I see it.
How dare you? We welcomed you into our home.
And made me feel unwelcome every step of the way.
If you had just given us grandchildren, everything would have been fine.
No, it wouldn't have. You would have just found something else to criticize.
You ungrateful woman. After everything we've done for you.
Save it, Linda. I'm done with your guilt trips and manipulation.
You'll regret this, Sarah. Mark my words.
The only thing I regret is not standing up to you sooner.
We'll see how you fare without our family support.
I'll fare just fine, thank you. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a life to rebuild.
This isn't over.
Yes, it is. Goodbye, Linda.
Where were you today?
Who is this?
It's Jack, your ex-husband. Did you change your number?
Why are you contacting me now?
I think I saw you at the OBGYN today.
Yes, I was there. So what?
Why were you at that clinic?
How is that any of your business?
My wife is pregnant for our second child. Unlike when I was with you, we're on track for my goal of 3 kids.
I get that your wife is pregnant, but isn't this clinic far from your parents' place?
We moved when our first child started kindergarten. Didn't want to live with my parents forever.
You moved to this area?
I never expected to see you there. It's been what, 5 years since you got the alimony from me? How have you been? Wait, why were you at an OBGYN? That's not your scene, is it?
I go there because I need to.
Don't tell me you're trying fertility treatments now. Hey, your age? Talk about greed. Know your limits.
Know my limits?
You weren't showing like my wife, so you're not pregnant, right?
No, I'm not pregnant.
See? A barren old hag like you trying treatments is useless. Give it up already.
I'm not pregnant because I just had a baby.
What? You had a baby?
I have 3 children. I was there for my youngest 1-month checkup. I guess my figure has bounced back quicker than you'd expect. I gave birth to my 3rd child at this clinic last month.
Wait, 3 kids? How? You couldn't have children. I only have 2.
I remarried 4 years ago, soon after I got pregnant with twins. Then I had my 3rd child last month, so yes, 3 children.
Twins? You're lying.
It was tough given my age, but thankfully the twins and I came through pregnancy and birth healthy. Turns out my body was perfectly healthy, just like the test showed.
But you never got pregnant when we were together.
It is strange, isn't it? As soon as I married someone else, I got pregnant right away. 3 times, in fact.
How is this possible?
Don't ask me how. I don't know.
But I have 2 kids now.
Good for both of us then. We're divorced and strangers now, so that's all there is to say. I'm busy with 3 kids, so I'm blocking you now.
Wait, Sarah, don't block me yet. I need to know more.
There's nothing more to say, Jack. Please, leave me alone.
But how did you have kids? We tried for years.
I told you, I remarried. My husband and I were blessed with children.
It doesn't make sense. Are you sure they're yours?
Are you seriously questioning whether my children are mine? That's low, even for you.
I just don't understand how this happened.
It happened because I found someone who loves and respects me, unlike you.
I loved you.
No, Jack. You love the idea of having children. You never loved me for who I am.
That's not true. We had good times together.
Those good times weren't enough for you to stay faithful or treat me with respect.
I made a mistake, okay? I admit it.
A mistake is forgetting to buy milk. What you did was a conscious choice to betray our marriage.
I was under a lot of pressure from my parents.
And instead of standing up for me, you chose to cheat. That says a lot about your character.
Can't we talk about this? Maybe meet up somewhere?
No, Jack, we have nothing to discuss. Our relationship ended 5 years ago.
But now that you have kids, maybe we could...
Could what? Get back together? Are you out of your mind?
We could be a family.
I already have a family, a wonderful husband, and 3 beautiful children.
But I could be...
You're nothing to them, Jack. and you never will be.
That's harsh, Sarah.
No, what's harsh is divorcing your wife on her birthday because she couldn't have children.
I said I made a mistake.
And I've moved on from that mistake. You should too.
But my mom would love to meet her grandchildren.
They're not her grandchildren. They're strangers to you and your family.
Sarah, please, can't we work something out?
There's nothing to work out. I'm happily married with a family of my own.
But what about our history together?
Our history is exactly that. History. It's in the past where it belongs.
Yeah, I never stopped thinking about you, you know?
Well, I stopped thinking about you the day you left me, and I suggest you do the same.
Can't we at least be friends?
No, Jack, we can't. I don't want you in my life in any capacity.
You're being unreasonable.
No, I'm protecting my family and my happiness. Something you never did for me.
I could change.
It's too late for that. You made your choice 5 years ago.
Sarah, please.
Goodbye, Jack. Don't contact me again. Why are you ambushing me outside the clinic?
I wanted to talk to you in person. I figured you'd be here for the 3-month checkup.
We have nothing to discuss. We settled everything, including alimony, 5 years ago when we divorced.
I need to tell you something.
What is it?
She cheated on me.
Who?
After hearing you had 3 kids, I got myself tested. Turns out I can't have children. The doctor says it's hopeless, even with treatment.
And?
It doesn't make sense that my wife is pregnant, right? So I investigated. She's been seeing another man since before we got married. The kids are his.
That's unfortunate.
The guy's broke too. Some wannabe artist or something. She married me for financial stability while having kids with him.
My condolences.
She took alimony from me too. That cheating witch. So, can we start over?
What are you talking about? Start over?
You have 3 kids, right? I know they're all boys. My wife's kids are both girls.
You investigated my children?
Mom's always wanted male grandchildren. If I take you back, I get sense too.
What do you think children are? Besides, you're not related to them. You're strangers. I'm not going to divorce my wonderful husband to remarry you. Leave us alone.
I'm better looking than the guy you were with today, right?
My husband is more handsome than you, inside and out.
I spent more time with you than your current husband has.
Thanks to the alimony I got from you 2 cheaters, we're financially stable. My mother-in-law helps with childcare too. Remember how you never got along with your mom? My mother-in-law is wonderful, and we're not struggling for money, thank you very much.
Oh, really?
My husband has a great job with an excellent salary. His family is well off too. My current mother-in-law is lovely and keeps a comfortable distance. We share hobbies, and I'm very happy. My in-laws live 30 minutes away by car. They help out just enough and give us space when we need it.
We'd be better for you.
I have no desire to be family with an ex-husband who signed divorce papers behind my back and left, or an ex-mother-in-law who took his side knowing he cheated. This conversation is over.
Wait, please. I'm over 40 now, and Mom's getting old. I'll be all alone.
That's not my problem. You chose to leave me, remember?
But...
We're planning to move away soon anyway. I don't want any more contact with you. Stop contacting me. If you try to approach me or my children, I won't hesitate to call the police and have my lawyer deal with you. Consider yourself warned.
Don't you love me anymore?
Love? Of course not. You're my ex-husband. Goodbye.
Sarah, please. I made a mistake. I see that now.
A mistake? You threw away our marriage, Jack. That's not a mistake. That's a choice.
I was wrong. I see that now. Can't we try again?
No, we can't. I have a new life, a happy life, one that doesn't include you.
But we have a history together. Doesn't that count for anything?
Our history is exactly why we can't be together. You hurt me, Jack, deeply.
I can make it up to you. I'll do anything.
There's nothing you can do. It's too late.
What about the kids? Don't you think they need a father figure?
They have a father. My husband is an amazing dad to them.
But I could be their father too!
No, you couldn't. You're a stranger to them, Jack, and that's how it's going to stay.
Sarah, I'm begging you. Give me another chance.
I gave you chances for years, Jack. You threw them away.
People change. I've changed.
Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. But it doesn't matter. I've moved on.
Can't we at least be friends? For old time's sake?
No, we can't. I don't want you in my life in any capacity.
That's harsh, Sarah. After everything we've been through.
What's harsh is divorcing your wife on her birthday and then expecting her to welcome you back with open arms years later.
I said I was sorry.
Sorry doesn't erase what you did. It doesn't change the fact that you betrayed me.
But I love you, Sarah. I always have.
No, Jack. You loved the idea of me. The idea of a wife who would give you children. You never loved me for who I am.
That's not true. I did love you.
If you had loved me, you wouldn't have cheated. You wouldn't have left.
I made a mistake. Can't you forgive me?
I have forgiven you, Jack. That's why I'm able to move on with my life. But forgiveness doesn't mean letting you back in.
Please, Sarah. I don't know what I'll do without you.
You'll do exactly what you've been doing for the past 5 years, living your life without me.
But it's been miserable without you.
That's not my problem anymore, Jack. You made your choice.
What about your choice? Don't you have any feelings left for me?
My feelings for you died the day you left me, and they're not coming back.
I can't accept that. We were good together once.
Once, maybe, but not anymore. Please, Jack, let it go.
I can't. I won't. I'll prove to you that I've changed.
No, you won't, because I'm not giving you the chance. This conversation is over.
Sarah, wait!
Goodbye, Jack. Don't contact me again.
Sarah, dear, it's been a while. I heard you've had 3 children. All boys, I'm told. How wonderful. That's my daughter-in-law for you.
I'm not your daughter-in-law anymore. We're divorced, remember?
We're ready to welcome you back anytime. Come back, whenever you're ready.
I told your son this too, but I'm happily married. I have no intention of divorcing my current husband or letting you meet my children. If you persist, I'll take legal action as I warned before.
Wait, hear me out. The new wife betrayed both me and my son. How can we forgive that?
Rich, coming from the people who betrayed me, don't you think?
Look, you were part of our family once. Your boys should carry on our family line. There's no blood relation, but I'll overlook that. I'll raise my boys to be suitable heirs for my family.
I'm sorry, but I must decline. These children are mine and my current husband's. Any love I had for you and Jack was thoroughly exhausted 5 years ago when we divorced. I don't want any further involvement with you.
Then what about our family line? I hear my son can't have children. This is terrible. I want to hold my grandsons.
That's not my concern. We're divorced and our relationship ended with the alimony payment. Please stop contacting me.
Wait, Sarah, I'll listen to your demands, so please, remarry my son. Please, Sarah.
Please, I'm begging you. Leave me and my children alone.
Sarah, you don't understand. Family is everything.
I understand perfectly. I have a family. One that doesn't include you or Jack.
But we were your family first.
And you threw me away. Now you want me back because I have children? That's not how it works.
We made a mistake. We see that now. Can't you forgive us?
I've forgiven you. That's why I'm able to move on. But forgiveness doesn't mean letting you back into my life.
But the children need grandparents.
They have grandparents. My parents and my husband's parents are wonderful with them.
It's not the same. We're their real family.
No, you're not. You're strangers to them, and that's how it's going to stay.
Sarah, please, think about what you're doing.
I have thought about it for 5 years. I've thought about it, and my decision is final.
You're being selfish.
No, I'm protecting my family, something you should understand.
We can give the boys so much. A legacy, a name.
They already have those things from their real family.
We are their real family.
No, you're not. You're my ex-husband's mother, nothing more.
This isn't fair, Sarah. We've changed.
Maybe you have, but it doesn't change what happened.
Can't we start over? For the sake of the children.
The children are happy and well-adjusted. They don't need you in their lives.
But we need them in ours.
That's not my problem. You made your choice 5 years ago. Now you have to live with it.
Sarah, please, we're begging you.
And I'm begging you to leave us alone. Don't make me take legal action.
You wouldn't.
I would, and I will if you don't stop harassing us.
This isn't over, Sarah. We won't give up.
It is over. It's been over for 5 years. Accept it and move on.
You'll regret this, Sarah. Mark my words.
The only thing I regret is not standing up to you sooner. Goodbye, Linda.
Sarah, wait.
No more waiting. No more chances. This is the end. Don't contact me or my family again. I blocked my ex-husband and ex-mother-in-law on all platforms and deleted their contact information. We quickly prepared and moved closer to my current husband's family, making it impossible for them to find or bump into us. Later, I heard from my OBGYN that my ex-husband and his mother had repeatedly tried to get information about me from the clinic. The doctor refused, citing patient confidentiality, but warned me as a precaution. With the doctor's testimony, I filed a report with the police, so they're ready to act if anything happens.
Thank you for watching till the end. If you felt good about this video, like the video. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. Subscribe too. Your likes and subs lead to our motivation. We have so many videos on our channel as well, so go ahead and take a look. See you in the next video.
Hey, Sarah. I hear that you've decided to get married to Andy now, right?
What are you trying to ask me about? I already told you before that he proposed to me and that we got engaged, right? So, of course, I've decided to marry him.
But that was about half a year ago, right? And this whole time since then, you haven't brought him over to see your parents. I haven't even been able to talk with his parents at all about either of you both. Are you guys moving along with all your planning for this marriage all right? I'm sure that me asking you over and over is getting a bit annoying for you, but I'm just a little nervous about what's going on there.
If you feel that you're being annoying right now, then maybe you should stop bugging me all the time. And by the way, Andy has already met with the family and his parents were able to meet with Dad just last week.
What? He came over to our house already? And last week his parents got to meet with your dad?
I'm so sorry, Jill. I don't really want to have Andy meeting with you. So I made sure to have him over here as well as have his parents meet with Dad, all while you were at work.
Huh?
So now that you're aware of all that, preparations for our marriage are going fine, so stop worrying about me now. We are able to get everything done as long as you keep your nose out of it.
Hold it right there, Sarah. What do you mean you did all of that stuff on days I was at work? And what's this about you not even wanting me to meet him? Why would you not want me meeting him?
You already know the reason for that. You are not my real mom.
What?
I never told Andy that my dad ended up getting married to another woman. So having him meet you now would be a whole lot of explaining I'd have to do on my part, and that's a pain.
Why haven't you told him anything about how your dad got remarried? It's not like having a parent who has gotten remarried is a rare thing these days, right?
Huh? Are you being serious right now? Even if having a parent get remarried isn't very rare anymore, it brings up all kinds of red flags. People begin to wonder if things are okay between both the parents. And some people will want to know why my real mother isn't around anymore. I don't want onlookers to start questioning about things like that. I hate that.
I understand that there will be people that will ask those sorts of questions. You do have to be a little more open with people when it comes to your past. But nothing bad ever happened with you in the past, and for as far back as I can remember, I've been your real mom. I would be able to explain things for you as well if you want, and I'm sure that Andy and his parents will understand. They most likely won't even care that I'm not your biological mother.
Stop acting like all of that could be so easy. There's still a chance that Andy or his parents see this family as a broken one and think that there's something wrong with me before running off, right? They will learn about how my actual mother threw me away after I was born. They will think I'm a child not worth being loved. And then what will I be able to do about it?
All you have to do is tell them things are fine with you. You and I can even tell them that for the past 20 years now, you've had me as your mother and you've been a wonderful daughter for me. Tell them that as of right now, our family is full of love. And actually, if they really were to have issues with you not being with your biological mother now, then they are not probably worth being family to.
Stop messing around. Andy thinks that I'm a 1 in a million girl and the best woman for him right now. And to me, I feel the same way because he's from a famous university, is becoming a doctor now, and has lots of money. I will not allow a man like him to get away from me. I'm going to get married to this man no matter what.
Then you'd better hurry things up, Missy, and explain that your dad is married to me and that I've been like your mom for 20 years now. I know it may be difficult to say them now, but I promise it's easier to explain now than it will be later. There really is no reason to hide something like this from him and his family. Please explain the truth to Andy right now.
Hawk, shut up already. I have this all thought out already, so shut up. You're not even my real mom, so stop trying to give me freaking advice. All you are is some old hag that's just been living with me and my dad in this freaking house for 20 years.
Whoa there, what did you just say to me?
Just don't say anything to my fiancé or his family, okay? If you go telling him about yourself behind my back, then I will seriously make you regret that choice for the rest of your life.
Pardon me for texting you so late at night. Would this happen to be Jill's phone number I'm texting right now? You should be Sarah's current mother, right?
And who is this that I'm talking to?
Sorry for not saying that at the beginning. I happen to be Sarah's biological mother, Beverly, but you can call me Bev for short.
What? So you're Christian's ex-wife then?
That's right. I had actually just heard about how Sarah will be getting married. I have some things I wanted to say about that, hence me texting you now.
Some things to say about it?
Well, more like I have a favor to ask you, rather. Could I please ask that you go and tell Sarah to stop talking to me from now on? I have been trying to tell her that myself for so many times now, but she seems to think that I'm only asking that to keep distance as the ex-wife. No matter how many times I tell her to stop, she just keeps texting and calling me. It's beginning to become a little too excessive.
I'm sorry about that, but can you explain to me in a little more detail what's going on here? I'm not really sure why you guys have been talking in the first place either.
Let me explain things a bit more. I'm sure hearing all of this from someone like me for the first time is a bit too much to handle. Well, let's get started with how this all started. Let's start with how all this started. A few months ago now, Sarah began contacting me out of nowhere. She wanted to tell me that she was going to be getting married.
What? So Sarah went ahead and told you about that?
I'm surprised by that myself, considering I had her right before I divorced her father. I was happy at the time for her contacting me, though, after it's been 2 decades. And so I replied back to her saying congratulations and all that. But since then, she just keeps on texting and calling me nonstop. She's been trying to ask me to go to meet her fiancé, and she wants me to meet his parents as well. She's even wanting to ask me to come to her wedding now, and that's just too much for me. I'm stumped right now because I don't know what else I can do here.
Really?
Of course I've said no to everything she's asked me to do. There's no way a woman like me should have anything to do with her marriage. She shouldn't even remember who I am, considering I left when she was still so small. And I think for someone like you who has raised her for 20 years now, her asking me to be her mom is very rude.
Could you slow down there for a second? Did Sarah really invite you to meet her fiancé and his family as well as to her wedding?
Yes, she really did. That's why I wanted you to have a talk with her, considering you should be the one dealing with all those things. I've even explained to her to have you meet his parents and be at the wedding, but she continues to want me there instead.
I just want to check with you on this. But you and Sarah don't have a bad relationship with one another.
What?
I'm sorry for asking that out of the blue, but you were the one that blew Sarah away when she was still young, right? You ended up staying for a little bit, but just before she entered elementary school, you left her to her dad. I just can't imagine how she would still see you as her mother when you did that to her and wants you to be at her wedding.
I understand that what happened back then was very selfish and wrong of me, but I was not the one that ended up leaving him. They both were the ones that forced me to leave.
What?
So having to talk with someone like Sarah again about how she wants me after her wedding is heartbreaking for me. After all that I had to go through with her dad and her before I was forced away, I really don't get why she wants me back now. She's acting like all those terrible things they did to me 20 years ago is all forgotten now, and that's really upsetting me.
Wait a second. So it was those two that made you leave? You weren't the one who just gave up on caring for Sarah and left one day without telling them?
So that's how they have been explaining it to you?
So far, that's the only way I've remembered the story. Sarah always tells everyone about how you threw her away and left her with her dad. And Christian is always saying that it was his ex's fault that Sarah is always so rude.
Those two really only care about their own image. Well, so much time has gone by since then that I don't care how they talk about me. Just understand that I don't want anything to do with her marriage. So would you please tell her that for me? Please and thank you.
Sarah, what is going on here? I just arrived at the wedding venue and the staff are telling me I can't go in. They keep telling me I'm not invited to this wedding and that I need to go away.
Sorry about that, Jill. But now that you see I mean business, I need my fake mommy to go away, please. Make sure you get out of here quickly so my fiance's family don't see who you are.
Huh? Fake mommy?
I really wanted my real mom to be at my wedding day, so I thought that I never tell him about how dad got married to you after my mom ran off. And so far, I've done a great job of hiding you from all of them, right? That's why I wanted you getting as far away from here as possible today, so you don't screw things up for me. I don't need a person like you here today.
I can't believe you, Sarah. You have all these things you should be talking about with your fiancé, yet it's now the day of your guys' wedding and you haven't explained a single thing.
I have no desire to explain things to him and his family that comes with potential risks. I really want this wedding to go well and for me to be married to this guy.
Well, your wedding is going to fail if you don't explain this to them. You can turn me away all you want, but that's not going to make your actual mother show up today.
She's going to come here. I already went and sent her an invitation to this wedding as well, and she said okay to coming today.
What?
It might have been 20 years now since we've last seen one another, but I knew her being my real mom meant she wanted to be here to see me. And even Dad said he's supporting me on my choice today. This wedding will be totally fine even with you sitting back at home.
So even Christian is supporting having his ex-wife here? I wonder what that should mean to me now. Who am I to the both of you then? Because originally I thought that I was your mom after I spent 20 years of my life raising you. Yet now you're saying I can't be here to see your wedding today?
That's exactly what I'm saying. Actually, I have never once thought of you as my mom in any way.
What?
All you are to me is the fake mother my dad dragged into our house. Dad just needed someone to be around the house and do all the chores after my mom left. That's why he ended up marrying you and letting you sleep with us. He might have called you his wife, but I have never thought of you as my mom.
Sarah, are you sure that's what you really want to be saying right now? I understand that you don't have to call me your real mom or anything like that. But I have raised you for 2 decades now as my daughter and deserve at least a little respect for that. I wanted to help both your dad and you out, and that's why I spent so long putting in a ton of effort. So how are you able to say something so cruel to me?
You really need to shut up again. Just Go the hell home already, you old hag. Nobody needs you here. I invited my actual mom to be here today, so get lost. You're not even on the list of guests who should be here today.
All right then, I'm leaving.
Bye-bye now, you old fart. Now that you're useless to everyone here, you can go and live out the rest of your life on the couch watching soap operas on TV. We'll all be here today enjoying my wedding as I have fun with my real mom and dad.
I will say, though, that you won't be making any good memories at that wedding today. And once you've experienced all of that, good luck taking care of the mess on your own.
Huh? What the hell are you talking about? What do you mean I'll only be making bad memories today?
I would like you to learn about that firsthand. Now I'm going home, but it's probably going to suck going straight back home from here. I'll go stop somewhere and grab a bite to eat or something beforehand.
What am I going to do, Jill? My real mom isn't coming to my wedding today.
Oh my, what could that be? You already told me how she said okay to coming today, right?
I want to ask the same freaking thing. It's past time for her to be here with me, and I've tried calling her 15 times now, but the call just immediately ends every time. And then when I finally thought that I got a text from her, all she was doing was telling her that she didn't want to come, so she's not coming.
Oh, that's too bad.
There's no way this is happening. I went through all that trouble to invite her, and she went and canceled last minute on me. I guess my mom has still not learned her dang lesson yet. What the hell does she mean by never giving me an answer to the invitation and that I just assumed she'd come? She has no right saying that to me after canceling just now.
What? So she never actually said okay to coming there today? Yet you just assumed she'd be coming?
Of course I assumed she'd come. She was the one that gave birth to me, right? This is the wedding of her daughter she spent 9 months making. Is there really a mom like that who would cancel last minute on the day of her daughter's wedding after all the trouble of giving birth to her?
There really is a mom like that though, Sarah. So would you please stop your whining and just have your wedding? I will never go to your wedding today, so stop it.
What?
I'm sorry for interrupting your little temper tantrum here. I wasn't really paying any attention and accidentally picked up Jill's phone.
What? Wait a second. Is this you, Mom? What? Is this really you, Mom? My real mom? The one that gave birth to me?
Yes, it's me. And right now, I'm here with Jill having some drinks at this restaurant. We just ordered our lunches and will soon to be having some really good food with our mimosas. So would you please stop interrupting us?
Wait. What's going on here? Why is my mom and Jill having lunch right now with one another? Today is the day of my wedding, and you cancel last minute to go out for lunch with her?
I did not cancel last minute, you brat. I said long ago that I wouldn't be coming by never RSVPing to your wedding. You're the only one who thought that I'd be there today, just by assuming I said okay.
Really? Hold on a second. I can't keep up with what's going on here. I want to know why the hell the both of you are having lunch together. You are my real mom, and that woman is my fake mom, right? My dad's ex-wife and his current wife? You guys have never met one another before, yet you're going out for lunch right now?
Jesus Christ, would you calm it? You're like a spastic little rat right now, texting so quickly and including so many exclamation points. Now, I'm happy that you recognize the obvious thing, because I'm your dad's ex and she's his current wife. And as for what you're confused about, this is actually our first time meeting one another in person.
Huh? So, it really is your first time?
You and Jill were just talking to one another a little bit ago, right? Well, she got tired of dealing with you and started to text me. She wanted to inform me that she was not allowed in your wedding and had to go home. So she then had the great idea of inviting me out to eat. She didn't want to go back home to just sit there and text with you all day after how annoying you've already been. So I was asked if I wanted to come out and have some lunch and mimosas, and of course I couldn't say no to that.
So that's how you both met up today and are having lunch together now? Why the hell did you both know one another's phone number though? I have no idea how that can just happen.
Stop yelling, please. You want to know how? I spent a lot of time looking around for her phone number. And then I asked her a favor over text. I asked for her to tell you to stop texting and calling me for good.
Huh?
Well, no matter how many times I told you to stop talking to me, you just kept coming. So I asked her to please make sure you stopped all of that. I tried to be nice to you by saying I didn't want to talk anymore, but every time you'd say for your real mom to not be so mean to you. And that I didn't need to worry about being your dad's ex-wife. Just those two responses over and over and over again. I had enough and had to ask Jill to shut you the hell up.
What? Wait a second. Mom, you actually went and texted Jill? You didn't tell her anything you weren't supposed to, right?
Oh, well, could you explain to me right now what those things I wasn't supposed to tell her was? Are you talking about how you went and asked for me to meet your fiancé's parents instead of with your mom that's been raising you? Or that whole lie you and your dad have been telling everyone about me throwing you both away? When really, it was you two that kicked me out of your lives and told me to get lost. Were those the kinds of things I wasn't supposed to tell her?
Hold on.
Oh, wait. So you just thought that I might have forgotten to say anything about the details? Because from what you guys were telling Jill, I was a terrible wife and mother that never did any of the chores or took good enough care of you, right? Even though I worked my ass off for the both of you to be happy, and yet you still both talked down to me all this time, even after your dad divorced me and kicked me out of the house.
Wait, please. I'm asking you to please not tell any of that to Jill for me.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Sarah. Jill already knows every single detail about that now.
What?
After I told her all of this, she was kind enough to fill me in on all the things you were lying about regarding me. Things like how your dad would tell her that I was to blame for you being a little brat, and that I was the one who divorced your dad and left you both without saying anything. But guess what? Even after 20 years of hearing that from the both of you regarding me, she knew something was up, and when I reached out to her, she said you guys were really lying to her.
You're lying. You really went and talked about all that with Jill already?
Yes, I made sure that conversation didn't end until she knew everything about me. I told her then about how the reason you've always been such a pile of crap is because your father raised you to hate the housewife like myself. And when he could have done something to prevent you from getting carried away with all that name-calling and abuse, he just sat there laughing. His reason for just laughing and not saying for you to stop was that he didn't want you to start hating him. And so he just went along with you and continued to dig into me. I told Jill about all those days of my life where I had to live through hell with you two, and all the details with that. And it seems that the two of you still talk crap about me even though it's been 20 freaking years. What? Jill listened very closely to everything I told her, and when she would tell me each time how you both would change those stories to make me look like the bad guy. Both you and Christian are so amazing at making every little story seem like you guys did nothing wrong at all and you were just victims. And Jill had believed for so long that you guys were being honest with her. And on top of that, she raised you for those 20 years as though you were her real daughter. Yet, you just went and told her she wasn't allowed at your wedding and sent her away. You really have not changed one bit since the day I was forced to leave. I knew right from the moment you started to talk to me again about how you were getting married that I should not go to your wedding. And that was the correct choice by a long shot.
Don't say something like that, please. Please come here. I will apologize to you later for all that happened back then. So please, if you come to this wedding and I won't make fun of you or talk bad about you anymore, why would you say you don't want to be here when you're my real mother?
Wow, I would love to say those exact things to the past you. Why would you treat me so poorly and call me terrible names when you're my real daughter? Day by day, I was called a useless old hag by you. And day by day, I was treated like your slave. I will never forget all the terrible things you've done to me, and I will never forgive you.
No, Mom.
Now, you have yourself one hell of a wedding. Us two moms will be enjoying ourselves a few dissenters of mimosas and talking about how much fun being a divorced woman is.
Please, Jill. Right now it's fine that you be my mom, so please come to the wedding. Right now my fiance and his parents are all asking to see my mom. I can't keep them fooled any longer, so please come here quickly.
Why do you still need to fool them anyway, though? Tell them that you had the mom who raised you for 20 years turned away from your wedding. And then tell them that your real mom that gave birth to you hates your guts and will not be coming.
You think I can say something like that to them? Listen, even Dad is wanting to apologize to you. He keeps saying that he's sorry for always making you take care of me all these years as well.
It's too late for you guys to be apologizing now. He was even okay with you turning me away from your wedding. So there's really no turning back from that for either of you.
He only agreed and supported me because I told him to.
There we go. There we go. That's the thing I've always hated about your father and that Bev was talking about. He will never say no or go against anything you say. I know you might not have been aware of this, but I've been having a really bad time with you both. But every time I'd go to your dad and ask him about your attitude, he'd tell me it's all his ex's fault you're such a brat and to not get upset with you. The thing is, though, he can blame Bev all he wants, but he was raising you alongside her all that time, so what the hell was he really doing there?
Jill? What happened to you? What happened to the really nice Jill I always really knew?
That Jill died about 20 years ago and has been living as a ghost inside me for the past 2 decades. But she was set free by Bev, and now you're left with the real Jill.
What?
She had stuck around as a ghost all that time because she was still believing in the dream that died along with her. That dream of having a loving family that would respect her for all the effort she put in. But all these years, you both have done nothing but treat me like crap, even making sure to talk about your real mom like trash. Well, since the nice ghost is long gone now, you're left with the real Jill, who can easily tell you're both not worth my time anymore. And now, let me introduce you to your dad's second divorce. Congratulations, woohoo! Now would you tell him that for me?
What? Another divorce?
Now neither Bev nor myself have to be your mother, and neither of us have any reason to be at your wedding. So now that you're aware of that, don't talk to me ever again.
But, wait, you can at least divorce my dad, but at least come to my wedding and help me out here. This is your daughter who you've raised for 20 years, wedding, you know. Are you trying to say that you're fine with this whole wedding being ruined now?
I want your wedding to go up in flames. Goodbye forever now, you little brat. Now that it's past 12, Bev and I are cracking open a bottle of champagne and are getting wasted to celebrate. As for what happened at Sarah's wedding right after that, she tried to explain the truth of what happened to her fiancé and his parents. But after telling them about how she had her mother of 20 years turned away from the wedding, all because she didn't want her fiancé knowing about her dad getting remarried 20 years ago, they stood there in disbelief. Then both of her fiancé's parents looked her in the eye and said the wedding was off, and that their son would not be marrying a lying, selfish, ungrateful woman such as herself. The wedding was then canceled officially, and as everyone was leaving, Sarah tried to convince her fiancé to stay with her, only for him to say that he could never see himself marrying such a bitch, before turning away and running out. Then the cost of that whole wedding ended up falling on Sarah's shoulder, making her the one responsible for paying it off. When it comes to myself, right after that fiasco was over, I told my husband that the divorce was happening, and not a day later we were officially separated. Then I left that house of theirs and am now sharing a house with my new friend Bev. Back when we had that lunch together, under the influence of a lot of alcohol, we agreed that after I left Christian, I should move into her place. So that's what we did after that divorce, and I have to say every day here has been wonderful with her so far.
Thank you for watching all the way until the end. If you felt good after watching this video, please like the video. If not, please leave a comment and give us your feedback. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Your comments and likes help this channel grow. We hope you enjoy our other stories as well.